Hello, welcome to your Scotland update from the Met Office. Wet and windy conditions will continue for at least the next day or so, and we have warnings in force, yellow warnings for both wind and rain, all thanks to Storm Eric. Now, this storm was named by the Irish Met Service the strongest winds across the Republic of Ireland, but you can see that storm system moving up towards Scotland, bringing with it those strong winds and some pretty wet weather. We've already seen some very wet conditions through Friday morning, and the bands of rain will continue, especially across the west. And combined with snowmelt, that is bringing the risk of flooding. So we have a warning in force for the rain across the northwest. Gusty conditions continuing around the coasts of the southwest as well. Gusts of 50, 60 miles an hour, maybe even 70 miles an hour around the coast. Something a little brighter across the Moray Firth and down towards the borders. We may even see a hint of sunshine, staying very wet and blustery across the Northern Isles. Temperatures generally across the north 5, 6, maybe 7 degrees. Further south 9 or 10, but it doesn't feel mild because of the strength of the wind and the outbreaks of rain, which continue through the evening and overnight across the Highlands in particular. And as I say, coupled with snowmelt, could bring some flooding issues. The winds ease for a time, but then they pick up once more through the early hours across the southwest and extending towards the southeast as we go into Saturday morning. So again, gusts of wind, 50, 60, possibly around exposed coast and over the hills, 70 miles an hour. Those kind of winds likely to cause some travel disruption, particularly to ferries. It will be very windy on the tops of the mountains throughout Saturday. It won't be a particularly cold night with some shelter across parts of the northeast. We may get close to freezing through some of the glens, but generally temperatures staying above freezing. Into Saturday, still very, very blustery. Plenty of outbreaks of rain around too. Stays very wet through the morning across the Highlands and the Western Isles, with a bit of snow over the tops of the mountains. As I said, the mountains will be very windy indeed, not a place to be out on the hills through the course of Saturday. The wind warning and the rain warning remain in place until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Although by then, the showers will be easing. We'll see a bit more sunshine. In fact, much of the east coast may well be just bright and blustery through the day. Band of wet weather then returning into Orkney and into Caithness later on in the day. And it's going to turn a bit colder behind that. But generally, still reasonably mild, 7 or 8 degrees. But again, it will feel a bit colder than that because it will be very, very blustery. Now, the strong winds will continue to ease down a little bit on Saturday night. We'll see the showers turning a bit more wintry over some of the highest routes on Saturday night into Sunday, and then that band of wet weather starts to push south. That will move through on Saturday night and into Sunday, so we'll all see some rain, but then it will turn a little bit colder, particularly so on Sunday night, and the early part of next week sees the return of widespread frosts. Lots going on. Keep up to date with the latest weather warnings on the Met Office website. Download our app, or of course you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook.